For any SaaS company that's trying to scale, everything really boils down to one question. Is your security program a roadblock, or could it actually be your biggest growth accelerator? Let's dig in.
So picture this. You've got an amazing product. Your sales team is crushing it. The pipeline is full. And then, out of nowhere, silence. That huge enterprise deal you were banking on, it just goes quiet. You don't get a no, you don't get any feedback, it just vanishes. So what on earth happened?
Well, what happened is you've just slammed into the security wall. It's this, really jarring moment where security goes from being just another thing on your to-do list to a massive non-negotiable deal breaker.
I mean, think back to the seed stage, right? It was all about building and shipping product. Sure, security was on the list somewhere, but your first customers, they were pretty cool about it. They cared a whole lot more about your features than your compliance frameworks.
But then, you close that Series A funding, and you start aiming higher, chasing those bigger, more lucrative enterprise deals. And that's when everything changes. All of a sudden, security isn't just on the list anymore for every single enterprise procurement team. It is the list.
And wow, the demands just come pouring in. It's not just one thing. They want a SOC 2 report, which is kind of the gold standard for data security in the US. Then they want an ISO 27001 certification for your international customers, a recent pen test report, and oh yeah, these giant 100-question security questionnaires. It's crazy. The same exact product that nobody blinked at for $5,000 a year is now getting shut down in review when the deal size hits $80,000.
So look, the natural instinct for any founder is to say, okay, we'll get to it later. But here's the problem. Later has a very, very real and often totally hidden cost.
And this is the trickiest part of that cost. You're never going to see a note in your CRM that says, lost deal because we don't have ISO 27001. No, the sales lead just stops answering your emails. They just go quiet. Why? Because they've already moved on to your competitor who does have their security ducks in a row, and you're left completely in the dark. So let's try to put a number on this. How big of a problem are we talking about? Well, a typical Series B SaaS company can lose up to $1.2 million in annual recurring revenue every single year, all from deals that just die in security review. I mean, that's not a rounding error. That's your growth engine literally grinding to a halt.
And guess who gets stuck with this mess? Your CTO. Instead of doing their actual job, building the product that drives your company's valuation, they're now spending their days filling out mind-numbing security questionnaires. Every single hour they spend on compliance paperwork is an hour they're not spending on the one thing that actually makes the company more valuable.
And the damage just keeps spreading. It's way more than just lost revenue. Your Series B funding round, it can get held up by security due diligence. Your big plans to expand into Europe? Totally blocked if you're not complying with GDPR, the EU's data privacy law. And selling into really profitable verticals like healthcare? Forget about it without HIPAA compliance. It's no wonder this can lead to serious CTO burnout, which is a huge risk for any startup.
Okay, so the problem is clear. It's painful and it's expensive. But the good news is there's a modern solution that's basically built for this exact problem.
It's called a virtual CISO, or a vCISO for short. And the idea is actually pretty simple. You get a super experienced chief information security officer who works with your company but on a fractional basis. So you get all the leadership, all the expertise, but you don't have the massive cost of a full-time executive hire.
And the process is designed to be fast and effective. It all starts with figuring out a clear strategy, then building a roadmap to get there. After that, it's a super fast build-out of your security program, and then it just moves into ongoing management. The whole point is to get you results in the first week, not, 6 months from now. Right. So what actually happens once you have a real strategic security program in place? Well, this is where it gets exciting. It's all about unlocking that next level of growth for your company. First, and most importantly, you actually start winning those big enterprise deals again. Those security questionnaires that used to be a total blocker, they just become a green light, a simple checkbox on the path to closing the deal. Next up, your Series B funding round actually closes on time, without any of those last-minute, painful security delays. For your investors, this is a huge signal of maturity. It de-risks their investment, and honestly, it just makes you a much more attractive company to back. And then, all these new markets just open up. You can finally start selling into the EU or go after those high-value healthcare customers. Doors that were totally slammed shut before are now wide open for business.
And this one is just huge. Your CTO gets their calendar back. They can get back to what they love doing, shipping product and building value, instead of being buried alive under a mountain of compliance paperwork.
Now, what makes this whole approach so powerful is how much these different compliance frameworks overlap. If you look at big ones like SOC 2 and ISO 27001, they actually share about 70% of the same underlying security controls. So this means you're not starting from scratch for every new requirement. You're just building one unified program that can satisfy a bunch of them all at once. It's about working smarter.
And all of this leads to a really fundamental shift in how you think about security. It stops being this annoying cost center, this necessary evil, and it actually becomes a real competitive advantage. It becomes a growth engine.
So when you look at it, the decision really comes down to three paths. One, you can make your CTO own it, but that comes with a massive hidden cost and lost innovation. Two, you can hire a full-time CISO, which is super expensive and takes forever to get up to speed. Or three, you can bring in a virtual CISO, which delivers real results from day one at a fraction of the cost, and it can scale right alongside your business. The path you choose has a direct and pretty immediate impact on your growth.
So that really leaves just one final question for you to think about for your own company. Right now, is your security program just a cost center, something you feel like you have to do? Or is it your most powerful and maybe completely untapped growth engine?